Next question from the audience.
It's kind of been touched on before. There are some major critical issues that are affecting the state and everyone in them. And Mr. Ramani touched on the fact that in the budget process, most of the legislators are disenfranchised. I know that I have sat through dozens and dozens and dozens of formats like this where bright, intelligent people like yourselves, obviously very caring, stand up and they talk about the important things, jobs and education and the budget and the economy. And then they get into the legislature and they deliver us bills about gardens in the schools and soft drinks over here, and God knows I work as a volunteer at the animal shelter, but somebody put through a thing about something about dog's ears and things that lovely, sweet things. I'm not saying they're not important, but I'm saying in the scheme of what our California legislators are paid to do, they are not important, and they're not talking about the budget. They must spend an enormous amount of time talking about whether they should have a garden in the grammar schools. And I think that I would like to know, I would like to hear from you that you're not going to concentrate on the minutiae, that you will hopefully get down and dirty with the big important things. How are we going to get enough water? How are we going to get enough money? What's the budget? Not bipartisan issues. How are you going to stop getting involved in the little crowds and do the important things?
Why don't we start down here and we'll go this direction. Sunder?
I think what all of us have recognized in business is those that go up to Sacramento or go to Washington or go to any other state house have gotten into the mindset of not doing their job but keeping their job. I didn't ask to get into this role, but I had to. I was compelled to. Community leaders finally said, Sunder, you've been working in and around your community. We need you to take the next step and help your constituents out. Everything you've been doing now you need to go and do. It comes down to that. I don't want to go up there and try to keep a job. And if you watch the round robin and the amount of moving around that these legislators do, it's a career. I go back to what George Washington was called, the reluctant servant. 6 times in his life he was asked to serve his country. 6 times he said no, and each time he stepped up and served his country. And each time all he wanted to do is go back to his farm. We've lost our way. Up until 1968, California had a part-time legislature, and many of the states in the United States still have part-time legislature. It works just fine. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy where these people have gotten into a place where they've got to keep their own self-importance going by passing all these new laws. Yes, we do need to get a new wave of bright people to go up there and change the narrative. We need to talk about not keeping your job, doing the job. And in our world, in our districts, we have legislators coming down and pronouncing all new awards for Women of the Year, Man of the Year, and all these great things. I'll tell you what, I'm looking down the street of Main Street, USA, and every third business has a for sale, for lease, or gone out of business sign. And these are my friends. These are the places we take our dry cleaning, buy our donuts. This is somebody's entrepreneurial dream. My idea of American dream made good is not here anymore. So this is what we need to first fundamentally talk about. Who is it that we're sending up? And hold legislators accountable for why you're trying to keep the job instead of doing your job. And ask these kind of questions when they come back to the district. And instead of always going to the chicken dinners and saying, we celebrate all the nice things and flowery things, but in the meantime, my business is closing.